Good morning. Your Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organising committee, it is a great honour and privilege to welcome you all to the 31st Baku Energy Week. We are most grateful to His Excellency, Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, for his presence here today. It highlights the importance this event holds for Azerbaijan's energy sector and for the international community as a whole. In 1994, under the leadership of national leader Heydar Aliyev, Azerbaijan entered a new chapter in its modern history. The first Caspian oil and gas exhibition, held alongside the signing of the historic contract of the century, laid the foundation for the country's long-term energy strategy and established Azerbaijan as a reliable and important partner in the global energy sector. Over the past 3 decades, Baku Energy Week has grown into one of the leading international energy platforms in the region, bringing together heads of states, ministers, global energy companies, investors and industry experts to discuss key priorities shaping the future of the energy industry. This year's edition holds particular significance as we mark the 30th anniversary of the Shah Deniz project, a landmark development that has made a substantial contribution to regional energy cooperation, energy security, and the diversification of energy supplies to the international markets. The importance of this milestone is reflected throughout this year's program and discussion. As you know, this year's Baku Energy Week is also accompanied by an extensive program of international events and high-level meetings, further strengthening Azerbaijan's role as an important platform for international dialogue, strategic partnership, and global cooperation. This 2026 edition brings together over 270 companies from 46 countries, including new participants and national pavilions, clearly reflecting the growing international interest in Azerbaijan's energy sector and confidence in the country's long-term strategic potential. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Ministry of Energy of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and all our valued partners and sponsors for their continued support and contribution to the successful organization of this important event. Allow me to congratulate all participants on the opening of the 31st Baku Energy Week and to wish you all fruitful discussions, productive meetings, and continued success throughout the week. Thank you for your attention. I have now the great honor to invite His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, to the stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all the participants of Baku Energy Week and wish this great event success. As it was already mentioned, Caspian oil and gas exhibition laid the foundation for the energy development of modern Azerbaijan. And by the time was passing, it transformed and became bigger, and now it is called Baku Energy Week with numerous events and a lot of very good ceremonies. As it was correctly mentioned, one of the biggest gas fields of the world, Shah Deniz contract, was signed exactly almost 30 years ago in June. 1996, and that actually opened the chapter of Azerbaijan's modern gas development, providing energy security for a growing number of countries. Importance of this event also is reflected in the kind letter of US President Donald Trump. And this once again demonstrates that Baku Energy Week really is one of the leading events on a global energy arena. I'm very grateful to President Trump for his kind message, and also very grateful to President of Turkey, Erdogan, and Prime Minister of UK, Starmer, for their messages to the event. President Trump deserves another gratitude for bringing back energy trend to normality. As we all know, for many years, countries and companies involved in oil and gas production have been demonized and sometimes blackmailed, accused of ruining the planet, and without any grounds being cornered in the public opinion. President Trump changed that trend. And that was really a remarkable event, because we all know that even some of the big oil companies even changed their names to be in line with so-called modern trends. But the reality is absolutely different. The world cannot live without fossil fuels. We all want to have a better climate, to save the planet. We all want to live in a better environment, but today we must be very pragmatic and based on realism, planning our future with respect to energy security, and also investing in renewables. I think this is a way how to move forward. So I think that what is happening now on the global energy arena really was generated by very wise and pragmatic policy of US President. And once again, we are all very grateful to him. The countries should not be blamed for having oil and gas, because oil and gas is a commodity like any other. And every country is using what they have under the soil or on the seabed in order to develop. And that was the case for Azerbaijan in the beginning of our independence. Oil and gas was the only way for us to survive as independent country. So countries should be judged not by having oil or not having oil, but by how they use revenues, how they invest the funds which they accumulate from energy development to develop the countries, to provide better living conditions for their people, how they invest in green agenda issues. And I think the example of Azerbaijan can be very illustrative, and they can demonstrate that when you open your country for international investments and conduct wise, based on national interest policy, you achieve success. It was mentioned by our distinguished participant and the organizer, by the way, many thanks to the organizers, that in 1994, energy development of Azerbaijan started. If you look back to 1994, we'll see that Azerbaijan was in a very bad shape. The country was economically totally disorganized, politically unstable. Part of the territories, approximately 20%, were under Armenian occupation. We had 1 million refugees, and that at that time was probably one of the highest per capita rate of refugees. We didn't have any funds, and we were importing electricity. We were importing even natural gas. The level of poverty was more than 50%. Unemployment was widespread. And the only way for us to survive as an independent country and to move forward was to use what we had, natural resources. And Azerbaijan was the first country to open Caspian reserves for international oil companies. And since that time, a lot has happened. And if we look at Azerbaijan today and to see this transformation, how we used this wealth, how we reinvested in social infrastructure, in education, in healthcare, in energy development, we will see that this is how the countries should develop. And this is a way for many other countries which today suffer more or less the same problems which we suffered back in beginning of 90s. Today, Azerbaijan's economic performance is very positive. Our ratings are growing year after year by the leading international rating agencies. And so far, we already have an investment-grade rating. Poverty level was reduced to 5%. Unemployment around the same figures. We managed to reduce significantly foreign debt. We had to borrow in the beginning, but then our strategy was to stop borrowing and to repay the debts so that not to be dependent on any international financial institution. So today we have one of the lowest in the world foreign debt, which is something more than 6% of our GDP. And we accumulated reserves in our state oil fund and central bank. So our reserves exceed foreign debt more than 18 times. So all this happened first because we properly used our natural resources. We created a win-win situation for investors and for host country. And we conducted a very pragmatic, based on national interest policy, not listening to those who wanted to interfere or to give us some bad advice. We did everything based on our strategy, and all our tactical steps were based on that strategy. We built a strong army, which liberated occupied territories which have been under occupation for almost 30 years. Only in 44 days, we defeated Armenia completely and forced them to sign a capitulation act. And of course, military victory is not about money, and it is even not about weapons. It's about spirit. But let's be true, if we didn't have funds to build the army, probably today we still would have been under occupation. So development of Azerbaijan, whether it's social, economic, military, foreign policy, all that demonstrates that natural resources, when properly used, can generate a lot of advantages. Energy security, we all talk about that, especially now, when the crisis in the Middle East damaged largely energy security of many countries, producers and consumers. We worked on that for many years. We invested largely and initiated the large-scale infrastructure projects like Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline, connecting Caspian and Mediterranean for the first time, Baku-Supsa oil pipeline connecting Caspian and Black Sea, TANAP and TAP, Trans-Anatolian and Trans-Adriatic gas pipelines, which is, along with South Caucasus gas pipeline, is a part of the Southern Gas Corridor, one of the most ambitious energy infrastructure projects of today's time. 3,500 kilometers of integrated pipeline systems. Partly it goes across high mountains, partly on the seabed. Today provides energy security for a growing number of countries. We initiated that, and we're grateful to our partners, countries and companies who were together with us. Today it's difficult to imagine what European energy market would look like without the Southern Gas Corridor. We provide gas supply, as I said, to a growing number of countries. Last year here at the Baku Energy Week, I reported to the audience that we have 12 countries recipients of Azerbaijani gas. Today their number is 16, and 10 of them are members of the European Union. And the number will grow, definitely. By supplying pipeline gas to different countries and the area, the geography, if you look at that parameter, we are number one in the world. And we will increase our gas supply. And today, by the way, we'll have a very good ceremony and signing of several documents. And especially I would like to underline Azeri-Chirag Güneshli, so-called, as we call it, deep gas project, which will generate additional gas production along with Absheron, along with many others. So our contribution to a global energy security will definitely grow. Right energy policy allowed us now to invest outside of Azerbaijan. It was a time 30 years ago when we were attracting investors. Now we are going with our investments outside. Today our state oil company SOCAR is investing in Middle East, in Africa, in Central Asia, and the geography will grow. We are providing crucial transit for our friends and partners who live on the eastern shores of the Caspian. Oil from Central Asia is moving through Azerbaijan's territory to international market. The time will come, I hope, that the same will be with natural gas. We created a very diversified downstream capacity. Today, our refinery potential of SOCAR is more than 30 million tons. And by recent acquisition of Italiana Petroleum, our refinery capacity in the Mediterranean grew from 13 to 23 million tons. So we not only provide oil, gas, but also oil products. We also export electricity, petrochemicals. Renewables is one of the important areas of our concentration. And as I said prior, the countries should not be judged by having oil, but how they use the revenues and how they invest in renewables. With our gas reserves, which will be enough for us for at least 100 years, and not only for us, but also for our clients, we actually do not need to have any other source of, electricity generation. But our responsibility dictates that we need to invest in renewables, and we do it, along with our partners, creating very good conditions for investors, more or less the same as it was in the beginning of the 90s for oil companies. Now, the same level of cooperation and investment-friendly approach is applied to companies in renewable energy. We already have several in operation. By the end of next year, we will have 2 gigawatts of solar and wind. By the end of 2032, we will have 8 gigawatts of solar and wind. And if we add hydro, which we actively developed, especially in the liberated areas of Karabakh and Eastern Zangezur, already more than 300 megawatts have been commissioned. So this is another potential. And this will be a supplementary to oil and gas exports. We work today closely with our partners on energy cables. Black Sea energy cable, which today is very close to complete its feasibility study, will stretch from Azerbaijan to Georgia on the Black Sea, to Romania, Hungary, and many other countries. Another project, which is an onshore electric cable, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Turkey, Bulgaria, is also in the phase of implementation, and recently there was a very productive meeting of the governmental officials of these countries. We are working also on a green energy cable from eastern shores of the Caspian towards Azerbaijan, along with our partners in Central Asia. So this is a big geography, and connectivity is not only transportation, though in this area we also can be proud of our achievements connecting the continents. By investing in railroad and highway infrastructure, we opened the new corridors for transportation. East-West corridor is functioning successfully. Zangezur corridor, which will be another branch of East-West corridor, will definitely be constructed based on the document signed in White House on the 8th August between President of the United States, Prime Minister of Armenia, and myself. So all this is a big asset for all of us. And another issue which I'd like to underline, we achieved all that with a high level of diplomatic activity, because we are landlocked. We don't have access to oceans. So for us to export our resources, we need to go across the countries. And in order to do it, you have to have good relations with your neighbors and the neighbors of your neighbors. And we managed to do it. Today, as I said, 16 countries receive gas from Azerbaijan through Southern Gas Corridor and its extensions. So with all of these countries, we had negotiations, agreements, disagreements, signing ceremonies. So this creates a very broad regional, in a broad sense of this word, regional cooperation format. And Azerbaijan, again, was the driving force. It was our resources, it was our initiatives, it was mainly our investments which created this very broad cooperation format. And I'm sure that, as always, Baku Energy Week will produce good results. We will see some of them just in several minutes. But also the discussion, interaction, new ideas, and of course, result-oriented plans will be good for all of us. I thank you once again for being with us and wish Baku Energy Week success. Thank you.
Addressing the event, Caleb Orr, U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Economic, Energy, and Business Affairs, said,
His Excellency Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Baku, May 28, 2026. Dear Mr. President, I extend my congratulations to you and the people of Azerbaijan as you host the 31st Baku Energy Week. This achievement is a testament to Azerbaijan's leadership and energy security. Our countries have a long history of cooperation in the hydrocarbon sector and share a commitment to affordable, abundant energy. The United States has been a tremendous supporter of Azerbaijan's oil and gas industry, and I strongly believe that our foundational partnership on global energy security that will only become more essential in the years ahead. We charted a path forward when we met at the White House and delivered lasting peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. As you know, regional energy integration is a key pillar of the historic August 8 Peace Summit. My administration looks forward to productive discussions on this topic in June. Together, we will advance peace, strengthen prosperity, and establish a more secure future for your region and the world. Once again, congratulations on the success of Baku Energy Week. Sincerely, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
Then, Alparslan Bayraktar, Minister of Energy and Natural Resources of the Republic of Turkey, read a letter from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan addressed to Baku Energy Week.
Saygıdeğer katılımcılar, kıymetli misafirler, sizleri en kalbi duygularımla, muhabbetle selamlıyorum. 30 yılı aşkın süredir küresel enerji liderlerini, yatırımcıları ve şirketleri bir araya getiren bu güzide foruma mesaj göndermek suretiyle de olsa hitap etmekten büyük bir memnuniyet duyuyorum. Bölgemizdeki gelişmeler Azerbaycan'la birlikte enerji alanında attığımız adımların ne kadar isabetli olduğunu bir kez daha bizlere gösteriyor. Bölgemiz için hayal olarak nitelendirilen birçok mega projeyi Azerbaycan'la birlikte başarıyla hayata geçirmeye devam ediyoruz. Bakü-Tiflis-Ceyhan, Bakü-Tiflis-Erzurum ve TANAP boru hattı gibi projeler Azerbaycan'la birlikte başlattığımız ve bir diğer dost ülke Gürcistan'ın katkılarıyla tamamladığımız projeler olmayı sürdürüyor. Azeri Çırak Güneşli ve Şahdeniz ortaklığımız suretiyle Azerbaycan'la işbirliğimizin daha da derinleştiğini görüyoruz. Şafak Asiman'daki yeni ortaklığımız bu işbirliğimizin hız kesmeden sürdüğünün adeta yeni kanıtı niteliğinde. Geçtiğimiz yıl hizmete giren Iğdır-Nahçıvan boru hattı, Nahçıvan bölgesinin enerji arz güvenliğini desteklemiş ve pekiştirmiştir. Türkiye-Azerbaycan arasındaki elektrik bağlantıları bizler için stratejik önemde olmayı sürdürüyor. İnşallah Türkiye, Azerbaycan, Gürcistan ve Bulgaristan arasında yeşil elektrik iletimi ve ticareti projesinin hayata geçirilmesiyle birlikte tüm bölgemizin enerji güvenliğine katkı sunmayı temenni ediyoruz. Aynı şekilde geçtiğimiz Ağustos ayında Türkiye-Azerbaycan ortak girişimi sonucunda Suriye'ye başlayan gaz tedariğinin bu ülkenin kalkınmasına ve bölgesel güvenliğe katkıları tartışılmazdır. Türkmen gazının Azerbaycan ve Türkiye üzerinden ihracı hususunda işbirliğimizi geliştirmek için önümüzde büyük fırsatlar bulunmaktadır. Kazakistan'ın doğal kaynaklarının batı pazarlarına ulaştırılmasında Bakü-Tiflis-Ceyhan hattının daha da artarak kullanıldığına şahit oluyoruz. Değerli katılımcılar, Türkiye olarak yenilenebilir ve yeşil enerji dahil enerjinin tüm boyutlarında verimlilik ve çevreye saygıyı esas alarak etkinliği sağlamaya yönelik bir vizyona sahibiz. Küresel iklim eyleminde öncü ve örnek ülkelerden biri olma kararlılığımızı bu yıl 9-20 Kasım tarihlerinde Antalya'da ev sahipliğini yapacağımız COP31 zirvesiyle pekiştireceğiz. Bu düşüncelerle Baku Enerji Haftası'nın ülkelerimiz ve bölgemiz için hayırlara vesile olmasını temenni ediyorum. Etkinliğin düzenlenmesinde emeği geçenlere teşekkür ediyor. Aziz kardeşim Cumhurbaşkanı Sayın Aliyev'i ve tüm katılımcıları muhabbetle selamlıyorum. Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, Türkiye Cumhurbaşkanı.
Addressing the event, David Reed, Trade Commissioner for Eastern Europe and Central Asia of the United Kingdom, said,
Dear President Aliyev, I am pleased to extend my warm greetings to everyone gathered for Baku Energy Week 2026. At a time of global uncertainty, Azerbaijan remains a vital partner for strengthening energy security and resilience. When I visited Baku to attend COP29 18 months ago, I was struck by the seriousness with which Azerbaijan was approaching the energy transition. Since then, plans have become actions, with accelerating production of energy from renewable sources and ambitious solutions to transport green energy across land and sea. Your country has played a key role in boosting Ukraine's energy resilience in the face of Russia's sustained and illegal assault on its energy infrastructure. Your country has enabled European countries to build their energy resilience through enhancing diversity of supply chains. And in the past year, your country has begun energy exports to Armenia, underpinning your commitment to lasting peace. As we work towards our shared climate goals, the United Kingdom remains committed to working alongside Azerbaijan to accelerate the global energy transition, which is central to this government's plans to strengthen our resilience and reach net zero by 2050. Our long-standing energy partnership, spearheaded by British industry, continues to serve as a cornerstone of our bilateral relationship and a catalyst for growth in both our countries. By combining our expertise in renewable energy and clean technologies, we can drive the innovation necessary to achieve net zero and secure a prosperous and sustainable future. I commend your leadership on this initiative and wish you and all your participants a highly productive and successful event. Best wishes, Keir Starmer, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Addressing the event, Cristina Lobio Borrero, Director of Energy Security and International Relations at the Director General for Energy of the European Commission, said,
Azerbaijan has a crucial role as an energy partner and as a part of the European Union broader connectivity agenda. Let me therefore thank Azerbaijan for bringing together today governments, industry, investors, and technology providers to this very important event. For many years, this forum has been a recognized world meeting point for the energy sector, not only for the Caspian region, but also for Europe and the wider international energy community. Baku has a long and distinguished energy history, but it's also a place where the future of energy partnerships is being discussed. For the European Union, when it comes to energy security, diversification has become a strategic priority. Azerbaijan and the Caspian region have significantly contributed to this effort, including through the Southern Gas Corridor, which has helped strengthen the resilience of Europe's energy supplies. This contribution is very much valued. Since 2021, the European Union has increased Azerbaijani natural gas import by more than 40%. And just this January, the Trans-Adriatic pipeline saw its first level of capacity expansion by 1.2 BCM this year, which will enable additional gas delivery to the European Union in 2026. Our cooperation with Azerbaijan is highly important on renewables and interconnectors. We closely follow the planned Caspian Black Sea Europe Green Energy Corridor, which is part of a broader discussion on future connectivity between the Caspian region, the South Caucasus, and Europe. The European Union wants to continue cooperation with Azerbaijan in this spirit, with openness, pragmatism, mutual benefit, and a shared commitment to secure, affordable, and increasingly sustainable energy.
Addressing the event, Philip Michel Bila, Secretary General of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum, said,
"Allow me first of all to warmly congratulate the government and people of the Republic of Azerbaijan on the occasion of the 108th anniversary of Azerbaijan's National Day last week. I wish you all continued prosperity, growth, and success under the leadership of His Excellency, President Ilham Aliyev. Today, Azerbaijan is writing a new chapter in this long energy history, from oil to natural gas, and now to renewables. Azerbaijan has shown that energy leadership is not about standing still, it is about adapting to change, investing in the future, connecting markets, and building trust, very importantly. Through its balanced approach to natural gas and renewable energy, and through extensive international energy cooperation, Azerbaijan has become a reliable and strategic energy partner. Its gas, as has been said, now reaches about 16 countries, and that number is growing. This makes the country number one in terms of its reach. At the Gas Exporting Countries Forum, we highly value Azerbaijan's participation in our work. As one of the important natural gas exporters, Azerbaijan brings valuable experience to the dialogue among producing countries. We would be honored to see that this engagement is further deepened in a manner that reflects Azerbaijan's growing role in both regional as well as global gas markets. Baku Energy Week is convening at a time when the global energy system is being reshaped by geopolitical imbalances, by technological change, by investment uncertainty, and rising expectations for sustainability. And all this is happening at a time when energy demand continues to rise.
Addressing the event, Francesco La Camera, Director General of the International Renewable Energy Agency, said,
I would like to express my sincere gratitude to my dear friend Patrice Shabazov, Minister of Energy of Azerbaijan, for bringing under the leadership of his president here together at such pivotal moment. I commend Azerbaijan for its leadership in placing renewable energy at the center of its national agenda, including its ambition to deliver 2 gigawatts of a green energy project by 2027, as has been just said. I would like also to highlight Azerbaijan's active role in ARENA's governance, being a member of our Council for 2026 and Vice Chair of the 17th ARENA Assembly in 2027. In addition, Azerbaijan played a key role in launching ARENA's Accelerated Partnership for Renewable Energy in Central Asia, Africa, at COP29 in Baku. And we are already working with our friends from Turkey, the minister here, and the president designated of COP. And I'm sure that we can replicate the same success that we have collaborated with Azerbaijan, with you, Minister, and your colleague Babayev, that played the role of President of the COP29.
Addressing the event, Ravshan Najaf, President of SOCAR, said,
Your Excellency, Mr. President, distinguished guests, today we are witnessing the beginning of a new chapter of the history of Azeri-Chirag-Güneshli field. With the commencement of the first non-associated gas production, one of the world's most important offshore energy projects is entering a fundamentally new phase of long-term growth and strategic value creation. It is a strategic milestone that marks ACG's transformation from a major oil-producing asset into an integrated energy project, continuing to create new opportunities for Azerbaijan and its partners. For more than 3 decades, ACG has been globally recognized primarily as a major oil-producing asset and an important source of associated gas. The commencement of non-associated gas production now demonstrates the project's continuing ability to unlock new potential, support long-term energy security, and reinforce Azerbaijan's role in international energy markets. Distinguished participants, at the same time, this new phase demonstrates Azerbaijan's growing capability in mature field redevelopment, brownfield optimization, and integrated offshore development. The experience gained through ACG positions Azerbaijan as an increasingly important center of expertise for long-term resource recovery. Equally important, this new phase is being implemented through efficient utilization of existing infrastructure, advanced drilling technologies, and integrated offshore development solutions. This significantly enhances both economic efficiency and long-term sustainability of the project. At a time when energy markets and energy security and supply sustainability remain critically important, Azerbaijan continues to demonstrate its role as a reliable, long-term, and responsible energy supplier for the region. Ladies and gentlemen, the achievement we celebrate today is a result of visionary strategy, strong international partnership, and many years of dedicated collective effort. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency Mr. President Ilham Aliyev for his wise and far-sighted leadership. The successful implementation of this important project once again reflects the strategic vision and continuous attention of His Excellency towards the sustainable development and long-term strengthening of Azerbaijan's energy sector. For each member of our team, it's a great privilege and at the same time an honorable responsibility to contribute to the further development of our company under the guidance of Mr. President, who was the source of transformation of SOCAR from domestic oil company to the international energy company. In his capacity as the senior management of SOCAR, personally participating in and overseeing the execution of the most important regional oil and gas projects. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to all our international partners, stakeholders, engineers, geologists, technicians, and all specialists whose professionalism, commitment, and teamwork made this important milestone possible. The first non-associated gas production from ACG is more than an operational achievement. It's a powerful demonstration that even after more than 30 years of successful production, ACG continues to reveal new opportunities, generate new strategic value, and contribute to Azerbaijan's long-term development. Thank you for your attention.
Addressing the event, Gordon Burrell, BP's Executive Vice President for Production and Operations, said,
Your Excellency, President Aliyev, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, dear friends, it is my very real pleasure to be back in Azerbaijan, my home for many years, and a place that always feels very special to me. We meet to celebrate first commercial gas at ACG, the work of a great many people. Yet in a larger sense, we are here today because of one man's vision. Here was the challenge faced by national leader Heydar Aliyev all those years ago. A newly independent country, an oil industry desperately in need of modernization. His vision, Azerbaijan restored to its rightful place as a great energy exporting nation. The plan, open up, bring in capital, bring in expertise, build a new industry from the ground up. And that vision is what brought my company to Baku 32 years ago, to sign the contract of the century. Since then, ACG has produced around 4.6 billion barrels of oil for export to the markets of the world. Together, we've built a skilled energy workforce. Over 90% of BP's team here in Azerbaijan are Azerbaijani nationals. Baku's skyline has grown higher, brighter and brighter under the leadership of President Aliyev. And Azerbaijan has become a cornerstone of the world's energy security. Which brings me to our latest project. The original ACG production sharing agreement didn't cover the development of non-associated gas. That's because the markets and infrastructure didn't yet exist. We had to build them. Now, through the addendum we signed 2 years ago, we can access an estimated 4 to 6 trillion cubic feet of recoverable reserves. And today, we press the button on the start of operations. So first, I want to acknowledge the incredible work of our team and partners in getting us here. ACG is a giant and complex field, among the world's largest. The non-associated gas exists in formations above and below the oil. And a nice bonus, at the bottom of the deeper reservoir, we've discovered a thin rim of oil between the gas and the water. All of this demands great technical skill to read the rock, to plot a pathway for the wells, to integrate new gas systems with existing oil infrastructure, to operate complex technology like horizontal drilling or advanced geosteering, to do all this safely, efficiently, and reliably. And so I pay tribute to our BP Azerbaijan team, to SOCAR, to our partners in the ACG project, and also our hundreds of local and international contractors. This is a true international team effort. I also want to thank President Ilham Aliyev and the government of Azerbaijan. For any nation, abundant oil and gas is a blessing, but it's never enough on its own. A truly great hydrocarbon sector requires patience and a readiness to invest. The ability to think in decades, not just annual budget cycles, which is exactly what you have here in Azerbaijan. Visionary leadership, a brilliant national partner in SOCAR, a smart ministry and regulator, always open to new ideas about how to lift more barrels. Which brings me to the future. Today, we have 10 world-scale offshore rigs running in the Caspian Sea, and they will go on for many, many years to come. We have a healthy project pipeline, work to keep us busy for years to come, and that's exactly how we like it. There's the Shah Deniz compression project. Local yards today are fabricating the platforms as we speak. This is a $2.9 billion investment. There's the Karabakh field, ACG's first subsea tieback. We're also building a facility to make the pipelines and cables in a single bundle, the first of its kind here in the Caspian. And then there's the solar project at Jabriel. This will help electrify Sangashal terminal and free up gas for export. We're also proud to make a contribution beyond energy to help build capability in universities, environmental programs and cultural institutions across the land. That is what partnership means to us. It's about working together to shape the future. And that's not all. Azerbaijan has long been the Caspian's premier producer. I believe it can be greater still. A new Silk Road linking production in Central Asia to markets in Europe and beyond. BP just recently signed their first production sharing agreement in Uzbekistan, accessing 6 new blocks operated by SOCAR. And as BP, we've agreed to evaluate and potentially develop in Kazakhstan. We know how to build energy corridors. We know how to link platforms, pipelines, terminals, and customers. We also know how to build strong and enduring partnerships. Together, we can do even more. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, there is plenty of work ahead, but today we celebrate. We celebrate new gas production, new opportunities for ACG, and new data that will tell us more about the potential of this incredible field. We also celebrate the care and skill of our people, the friendship between your nation and BP, the talent and teamwork, the vision and the plan that makes it happen. And we never forget what it's all about: keeping the lights on, keeping the world moving and growing, a stronger and more secure energy system. Thank you.
Then, a ceremony was held to mark the commencement of first non-associated gas from the Azeri Karag Gunashli block of fields.
Production of the first non-associated gas from the Azeri Chirag Guneshli field. Azeri Chirag Guneshli field is one of the largest offshore hydrocarbon developments in the region. Traditionally known for oil production, it also contains significant non-associated gas resources. On the 20th of September 1994, Joint Development and Production Sharing Agreement for ACG was signed. Known as the Contract of the Century, it ensured legal and commercial framework for international investors, laying the foundation for the country's new energy strategy. In 2017, a PSA was extended until 2050, opening a new phase for long-term development. Geological studies confirmed major NAG accumulations above and below currently producing oil reservoirs. The well drilled from the Chirag platform in 2023 confirmed significant NAG resources. On the 20th of September 2024, an addendum to the existing PSA was announced for the exploration and development of ACG NAG reservoirs. In 2025, an initial production well drilled from the West Chirag platform confirmed gas presence in the Kinmaki upper sand and discovered deeper high-pressure resources in the Kinmaki lower sand reservoirs. The ACG NAG resources are estimated at around 4 trillion cubic feet of recoverable reserves, with potential upside to around 6 trillion cubic feet. Infrastructure modifications on the West Chirag platform were completed to enable first production. The ACG NAG project will strengthen Azerbaijan's role as a reliable long-term energy supplier and supports export diversification.
The event proceeded with the signing of documents. Agreement between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, Total Energies EP Absheron BV, SOCAR Absheron, ADNOC International Project Company 1 RSC Limited and Botash Baru Hatler Il Petrol Tasma A.S. on the purchase and sale of natural gas from the Absheron field. Protocol of intent between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and the State Energy Company of Serbia Elektroprivreda Serbia, EPS, on the Niš gas turbine power plant project in Serbia. Memorandum of Understanding between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and Shell Overseas Holdings Limited. General Agreement on the Supply and Receipt of Natural Gas between SOCAR Trading Gas and Power SARL and Azienda Autonoma de Estado per I Servizi Publici, AASS, Memorandum of Understanding between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and JP Morgan Securities plc. State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and Chevron Caspian Exploration BV Joint Research Agreement between and Investment Support Agreement between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, SOCAR Turkiye Energy A.S., SOCAR Caspian Holding Limited, and APCA Caspian Issuer LLC Letter of Intent on Cooperation between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and George Washington University were signed by SOCAR President Rovshan Najaf and George Washington University Assistant Dean for Global Initiatives Sevinch Mamadova. Cooperation Agreement on Development of Artificial Intelligence Cloud between the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, and Haymaker.I Incorporated were signed by SOCAR President Rovshan Najaf and Haymaker.I Incorporated CEO Su Lei. The Azerbaijan-United States Framework for Supply Chain Assurance in the Mining and Processing of Critical Minerals and Rare Earths was signed by the Minister of Economy of the Republic of Azerbaijan Mikhail Jabarov and the Assistant Secretary of State for Economic, Energy, and Business Affairs of the United States of America, Caleb Orr. President Ilham Aliyev signed the exhibition's guest book. Subsequently, the head of state viewed the exhibition's Baku Energy Week, which will continue until June 3, stands as one of the most prestigious energy events in the Caspian region, bringing together global energy leaders, the world's leading energy companies, government agencies, investors, and industry experts. This event, which is the logical continuation of the Caspian Oil and Gas Exhibition founded at the initiative and with the support of national leader Haydar Aliyev, has established itself as a reliable energy platform at both the regional and international levels over the years of its organization. Baku Energy Week combines three prestigious events: the 31st International Caspian Oil and Gas Exhibition, Caspian Oil and Gas, the 14th Caspian International Clean Energy Exhibition, Caspian Power, and the 31st Baku Energy Forum. For many years, the Ministry of Energy of the Republic of Azerbaijan has provided support to the events held within the framework of Baku Energy Week, while SOCAR acts as the main partner. This year's event features 276 companies from 46 countries around the world. This is a record indicator in the history of the exhibition in terms of the number of countries. Germany and Russia are represented with national pavilions at Baku Energy Week. Foreign companies constitute approximately 60% of the exhibition participants, while local enterprises make up 40%. Regular participants account for 40% of the total exhibition space. The region's largest energy company, the State Oil Company of the Republic of Azerbaijan, SOCAR, is engaged in exploration, production, transportation, processing, chemical production, marketing, retail fuel sales, gas distribution, and the development of renewable energy sources. SOCAR operates in more than 15 countries worldwide. The company expands our glorious oil and gas heritage through innovative technologies. SOCAR successfully contributes to sustainable development and energy security in local, regional, and international contexts. According to its corporate strategy up to 2035, SOCAR's long-term goals are to become a modern energy company that develops its operations through digitalization, innovation, and the green energy transition. BP Azerbaijan, a global energy company, is one of the largest international partners in our country's energy sector and serves as the operator of the main oil and gas fields located in the Caspian Sea. The company operates as the operator of the Azeri Chirag Gunashli, ACG, oil field and the Shah Deniz gas condensate field. The produced hydrocarbons are processed at the Sangashul terminal, which is considered BP's strategic hub in the region, and are transported to international markets via the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan, BTC, pipeline, the South Caucasus Pipeline, TANAP, and TAP. The company is currently implementing projects at ACG including the ACES platform, the Shah Deniz compression project, the Shafag Asaman structure, as well as the electrification of platforms and initiatives in the direction of green energy. BP also pays special attention to the development of local workforce in Azerbaijan. Local specialists make up the vast majority of BP Azerbaijan's employees. Total Energies is one of France's largest energy companies in the fields of oil and gas, LNG, renewable energy, and electricity. Positioned among our country's primary international energy partners, the company has been operating in Azerbaijan since 1996. Total Energies holds a 5% share in the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan (BTC) pipeline and is one of the main participants in the Absheron gas condensate field. The company holds a 35% share in this field and implements the project jointly with SOCAR. Production for the first phase of the Absheron field began in July 2023. Currently, the production capacity stands at 4 million cubic meters of gas and 13,000 barrels of condensate per day. This gas is directed to Azerbaijan's domestic market. In 2025, the partners launched the Front-End Engineering Design (FEED) phase for the full-scale development of the field. The next phase of the project envisions an additional daily production volume of 110,000 barrels of oil equivalent during the peak production period. The company is simultaneously expanding cooperation in Azerbaijan toward energy transition, decarbonization, and green energy. ACWA Renewable Energy Company of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is one of the world's largest private operators in seawater desalination, as well as a leading company in green hydrogen technologies and global energy transformation. Established in 2004, ACWA currently operates in 15 countries, including the Middle East, Africa, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. The company's portfolio includes more than 100 projects in the energy and water sectors with a total investment value exceeding $117 billion. In Azerbaijan, ACWA primarily operates in green energy and is one of the key international partners in the country's energy transition strategy. The company is the investor in the 240 megawatts wind power plant located in the Kizi and Absheron districts. This project is one of Azerbaijan's first large-scale, foreign-invested renewable energy projects. ACWA also cooperates with SOCAR on wind energy and green hydrogen projects in the Caspian Sea. SLB, a company from the United States of America, is a global technology company in the energy sector. As one of the world's largest oilfield services and energy technology companies, SLB has maintained its leading position in the energy sector for over a century by turning the industry's most complex challenges into technological innovations. Today, SLB works in the fields of oil and gas exploration, drilling, well completion, geophysics, digital technologies, and energy transition solutions. The company has been operating in Azerbaijan for many years and is among the main technological partners in large-scale projects such as ACG and Shah Deniz. Within the framework of cooperation with BP and SOCAR, SLB provides drilling, maintenance, automation, and digital solutions. In recent years, the company has also paid special attention to emissions reduction, digitalization, and sustainable energy technologies. The XRG Company of the United Arab Emirates, which is the international energy investment company of ADNOC, has built a global portfolio in the fields of natural gas, the chemical industry, and energy solutions. Established in 2024, the company is currently expanding its operations in LNG, gas infrastructure, low-carbon energy, green hydrogen, and energy transformation. In Azerbaijan, as part of ADNOC's regional cooperation strategy, the company is developing cooperation with SOCAR on energy transition, gas infrastructure, and low-carbon projects, thereby reinforcing its strategic position in the global energy market. Uzbek Neftegaz, the national oil and gas company of Uzbekistan and one of the largest state energy companies in Central Asia, operates in the fields of oil and gas exploration, production, processing, petrochemical production, and energy infrastructure. Having made large investments in gas processing, petrochemicals, and energy efficiency projects in recent years, Uzbekneftgaz is expanding its cooperation with international partners. In Azerbaijan, the company primarily participates within the framework of regional energy cooperation and international energy platforms, strengthening experience exchange and partnership on energy projects with SOCAR and other companies. The total capacity of the global project portfolio of the United Arab Emirates Masdar company today exceeds 50 gigawatts. The company plans to increase this indicator to 100 gigawatts by 2030. Currently standing as one of the leading participants in the global energy transition, Masdar is among the most active international partners in Azerbaijan's green energy sector. The company is the investor in the 230 megawatts Garada solar power plant, which is the country's first large-scale industrial solar power plant. As one of the core partners of our country's green energy strategy, Masdar cooperates with SOCAR and the Azerbaijani government toward developing solar and wind energy projects with a total capacity of several gigawatts. Established in 1973, China Petroleum Pipeline Engineering Company carries out the construction of oil and gas pipelines. The company simultaneously specializes in energy storage and transportation infrastructure, executing more than 70% of the total volume of long-distance pipeline work in China. It operates across the full industry chain, including research and development, engineering, consulting, construction, and commissioning. The company's international operations span over 50 countries, with its main focus areas including oil and gas pipelines, compressor stations, LNG terminals, and energy infrastructure projects. Currently, the company is considering establishing cooperation with SOCAR as a potential partner. Turkey's national oil company, Türkiye Petrolleri Anonim Ortaklığı (TPAO), is a global energy company with more than 70 years of experience in hydrocarbon exploration and production. With an extensive international project portfolio operating in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Libya, Pakistan, Somalia, and other countries, the company is engaged in oil and gas exploration, production, drilling operations, and energy project management. The company has been operating in Azerbaijan since 1994 and holds participating interests in the Shah Deniz, Azeri Chirag Gunashli, South Caucasus Pipeline, Baku Tbilisi Jahan, and Shafag Asiman projects. Playing an important role in the development of energy cooperation between Azerbaijan and Turkey, the company participates in vital projects for the region's energy security, and has defined the principle of sustainable development and environmental responsibility as one of the core directions of its long-term strategy.